Canva is such a versatile tool and an easy design tool to learn. I have been using Canva for a few years now, and it has been my go-to design tool, whether it comes for my work or my content creation. And I just love using it because it's so user-friendly and quite easy to learn, and there's a lot of resources that Canva provides, even in the free version, that you can make a really good graphic out of it. So, if you're someone new to Canva and trying to explore the tool and learn this tool, I'm here to help you with the basics today. And I'm also planning to do a lot more videos on Canva, which could help you throughout this journey with Canva. So, without any further ado, let's get started. Hi from Screen Recording Kavita. So let's get started. When you're starting out, you need to go to canva.com, where you will land upon this particular website. So you can go through their website and try to understand what they are, but initially you are needed to sign up to start using the tool. So you need to click on sign up. When you do that, you will get options to sign in. You can either use your Google, Facebook, or your email account. As I already have my account, I've signed into mine. Yours might look slightly different, but more or less you will have the same things on your Canvas screen once you log in. The top bar is something you don't need to bother in the starting as much, but you can just have a look at it. Spotlight is something you can look into to understand what all you can create with Canva, and the other things like the business and education are something related to that, like as in creating teams and materials related to that particular industry. So if you're in that industry, you can go ahead and look into it more, but for this video purpose we are just not going into that. And then you have plan and pricing. This is where you can choose to create a team or pro, or just continue with the free version. And finally, the learning section. This is really good. It gives you good resources. Whenever you're free, you can go through it. It is really useful as well. Coming to the sidebar, you will have your sidebar might look slightly different, especially these things on Teams and this arrow to switch teams. These things might be missing, but more or less you will be able to access everything, because I'm part of a different team as well. That's why it's coming up. Coming to the sidebar, which we have here, the first thing is the home screen, and that is what you're seeing right now. The second thing you'll find is templates. So Canva has a wide range of templates available, which you can basically choose and just change certain things to go along with your brand, and you're good to go. And then we have projects. It's basically to organize and keep your projects individual. And you can see under tools, the brand and the content planner has this crown icon, which means it is pro. If you choose to use pro, then you will be able to come here and basically set the logo, set the font, set the brand colors. So when you're designing, it's easily available right there, and you don't need to each and every time maybe put the color code or search for the font. It just makes it easier. And then you have the content planner. This is also a pro feature which you can use to basically schedule all of your posts. Here you will be designing it directly on Canva and you can post it. Under discover apps, this is something quite new. So here you can connect to third-party apps and then create a really good design. So this is something you can look into and explore whenever you have time. And I think there are good things here. I will also maybe make a video on all these apps and what they do sometime in the future, but it's nice to explore. And finally, we have the mockups. So this was something I used to struggle some time back when I used to use Canva. Especially this is helpful when the mobile is something like this. Like slightly tilted. Normally if you're adding here, it would have been easier with the older Canva version, but doing something like this needed you to use some advanced designing tool, but now you're able to do it with just Canva, and which is amazing. How do you create your plain canvas so that you can start designing? So you can do it in three ways. The first thing is to click on create design here and basically search whatever you want. So say I want to do an Instagram post video, so I click on that. And then Canva has all the sizes already there. You don't need to go search which is the right size. You don't need to like remember all of the dimensions. Canva already has it. So now that I've clicked here, I have come to the new canvas. So that's the first way we saw. So the second way is custom size. So yeah, Canva has all the sizes of most of the things you would design, say label for a jar or something like that, and you have a specific size in your mind. Then you can come here and put in those size. So you can just enter it here. You can either choose it to be in pixels, inches, or centimeter, like any other design tool. So you can do that and click on new design. When you do that, you will again be brought to a plain canvas. Let's go to the third way you can get to the canvas page. So you can use these like suggestions which Canva has provided. So you can basically filter. Say you're doing an office work, and you can click on presentation, and you can basically look into all these themes and the templates which are there, and just click on whichever you like, and you will be coming into a page which is populated with the template. From here you can just change the content, and maybe the few of the graphics you want to change, you can change that, and you can finish off your presentation. Now you're in the Canva editing page. Here, let's get started with the sidebar. There are quite a few things which you need to go through. So here, the first thing you will find is templates. So based on what canvas you have chosen, the templates are suggested here. So the one which I have is a box, though the dimensions is something which I put. It's pretty much similar to an Instagram post. That's why Canva is suggesting me these templates would work well for the canvas you have chosen. So you can either come here and start clicking on this and start working. Right now we are just gonna go and understand rest of the things in this particular screen. So the second thing you will have is elements. Elements are basically any kind of graphics you will be adding onto your screen. So it could be shapes, lines, things like this, or some kind of illustrated graphics which are available for free as well as paid on Canva, and there are stickers, photos. So basically any graphic you will be adding onto your screen, onto your canvas, would be elements. Next you have an upload section. So say you need to add a screenshot of something, or add your photo, and maybe you're creating a YouTube thumbnail. So for all of that, you can upload your image here. So you can just click on upload files, and you will be able to choose which you want to upload and get it up here on Canva for you to design. Next we have the text section, where you can choose to add headlines, sublines, and then later on set your fonts, or you can come down and explore few of the font pairings which Canva has already done and kept for you, and probably choose whatever you like, and then just change the font and use it as it is. Just keep an eye with all of this, let it be elements or your text or your photos. You might come across the pro, this one. So there are few fonts which are pro, and there are few elements which are only available for pro users. So that is something you can keep in mind. However, there is a lot of free ones, and as well as really good fonts available on Canva. Finally, you have photos as well in Canva, so you will be able to search whatever you want and basically add it to your canvas. Finally, we have backgrounds. So with backgrounds, you can either choose the plain solid colors. You can search for your textured background as well. So say I want something in winter kind of a thing, then I can just type in winter and I get a winter setting kind of an background, and just click on that and you will have it here. One more thing you can do is you can double click and basically choose which part of the image would be your background. Now that you're aware of all the tools and things that Canva is offering, it is time to get to know how all of this can work together to help you make the design. You can basically come here and search. So say I type in pizza. I have so many different kinds of graphics which I can use. So I have added three elements from the search results which I have got. So each of this work quite differently, especially in terms of the freedom for you to edit it. So let's go with the first element because it almost has all the edit options available. So when you click on the particular element, the top bar comes up. So when I've clicked on the canvas, you will only be seeing some canvas settings which we will go to later. Right now, coming to element, when I click on it, I can see these three tiny colored boxes. This is basically to change the color. So say I want to change this pepperoni's color, I can come here and basically click on plus and choose any custom color I want, or choose from the default which is already existing. This is really good when you're designing something for a particular brand and you want all your elements to be kind of cohesive in that color code. So in that case, whenever you're choosing, make sure, like, the particular element you're adding comes with these color changing boxes. Coming back to this, next you have the edit image option. Edit image option, especially on elements like these which has the color option as well. Whenever you maybe change it to something, so say I'm using this particular effect on this. Once this effect is placed on this element, I will not be able to change the color. So this is kind of fixed. So in this case, what you can do is first fix onto your brand colors and then come and maybe edit it so that it goes along with your design. Going back, so to undo, you can either go here and do undo, or I am doing command Z here, or you can do control Z on a Windows laptop. So the third thing you have here is crop. So when you click on crop, you'll find this four corners with the small L shape, which you can basically move up and down to change or crop your element, and click on enter. You'll be done. You can either click on enter, or you can just choose where you want to crop and click on done here. This way you will be able to crop whichever part of the element you would want in your design. The other way you can crop is basically come on the element, double click on it, the crop window will show up and you can do the same thing. And then we have the flip. So you can either flip the element horizontally or vertically. So this based on your design you can choose. Info is basically to understand from where the image is there, so who has given it, and you can even add it to your particular folders, or you can star it so that next time when you're using, you can just filter it as starred, and you will get those particular elements. So if you like something really a lot and want to use it in your designs further, you can star them. And then finally animate. So you can use this whenever you're maybe making a GIF and you want that particular element to come in a certain way, you can use that. For now, I'm not keeping any animation. And then we have positions. So this position aligning thing works with respect to page. So if I say top, it will align this particular element to the top of the page. So let me click. So if you see, sorry, if you see this particular thing is right on the top of the where the canvas starts. I say middle, it is exactly placed in the middle of the page. And bottom, same, the line comes and almost like this is touching the canvas and it is aligned. So I'm going to keep it back. Same way you can also do it to left align to the page or center or right. I feel it really helpful when I want something exactly on the center of the page. I come here, I make it middle and center. I know that it is exactly on the center of the page. I'll show this later as well, where it's much more visible what it does. So for now, we are going to just move on from that. Then we have the transparency. So basically, this will increase or reduce the opacity of the particular element. So if I reduce it, the slice is almost gone, and I can increase it to as much as I want. So it's a really good tool, especially if you have something in the background and you want to lay something and you still want to have a see-through kind of a design. It's really helpful. And finally we have link. So here you can put any external link you want, so that when they click on it, it goes to that. So maybe say this particular element was a shop now button, I would add a link to it, so when I export it, the link is also exported. Finally, there's a lock icon. So when you click on the lock, so when I click on the element, you get this small lock symbol on it. That basically means that I will not be able to move this, resize, crop. Basically, all of the editing tools are no more visible. So say you're editing and then some particular element you click on and you're still not getting any of the edit options. Probably you have clicked on lock. So how do you do unlock it? Is basically click back on the element and come here and do this. You should see the lock is open and you will be able to edit, see all the edit options. Now coming to the other elements in the screen. For this particular one, if you see, the color option is not available. And you have rest of the options where you can edit or crop, and all of the other options we saw with the other the first slice. This has everything except the color ones. This is because this is already illustrated or it's taken out from an image, and it's basically not having built as layers like the other one. Finally, coming to the final pizza, which is kind of animated. It's basically a GIF format right now. So for that, most of the edit option goes off. We just have crop, flip, animate, position, and the transparency. So I just wanted to let you know the type of elements you will be coming across, so that later on when you're designing, you can keep these in mind and choose the right element, so that you don't go halfway through your design and figure out this particular style or this particular element is quite difficult to edit to your likings. So it's something good to know. One more thing on editing elements other than the top toolbar is, when you click on it, you will find these three small icons on each element. So when you click on this, it basically duplicates. So when I had a single element and duplicated it, it just came over this. So just observe. So I just placed it here, slightly aligned, and now I click on duplicate again. The next one comes exactly spaced. So this is really handy if you're using these dots to say make it as an bullet point for your text, and it just comes aligned and you don't need to bother to align each and every one of them. First thing with the duplicate, then you have the delete. So I have duplicated, I have two. I can click on the trash can to delete, or click on that and press delete on my keyboard. Then we have more. This basically you can see we have different options like copy. Basically you can copy paste is just one click, duplicate, and then delete, which is already here, animate, which also comes here, comment, that is what is here. So each and every time you click on an element, you can click on comment and add a comment to your team member, so that they can come in here and see what are those comments you have and they can edit. And then you will be able to find this two arrows in a circle. That is basically to rotate. Rotating a circle is not going to do any justice, is it? So let me just get this. Yeah, so this particular icon basically helps you rotate that whole element and place it however you like it. One more thing you can notice is if I reduce this particular uh, pizza slice, you can see that now once it's quite small, there is one more four-headed arrow which has come. This is really helpful, especially when you have minute elements added in your design, and you have multiple things, placed one over the other. It just happened one over the other, and say I'm trying to click the last pizza, but I end up moving this or maybe resizing it. So these are certain small errors that could happen, especially when you're working with something very small. In that case, like this, when you click on the element, this plus four with, I mean, the four-headed arrow is really helpful because you can just click on that and move only that one. So let's move on to text. So here, like I mentioned, you will be able to add heading, subheading, and body text by clicking here, or you can go down here and choose some particular font which you like and click on that, and which should basically bring it up, and you can edit it. For now, we are going to look at how we can edit, what are the edit options available whenever you're adding a text. Anything you're editing, let it be a font, let it be a text, or anything you're editing on Canva, you need to hover over that and click on that particular thing so that you get the edit options on the top. So first thing is basically you can change the font itself. So based on what you want to design, so say you're going to create something very formal, you can choose some kind of a formal font, or you want some kind of handwritten. You can basically go through the whole fonts library Canva already has, and then you can select one of those and change. Once you click on it, it changes automatically. I've done, say I have a design and I've done everything, and in the end, I just got a feedback saying like maybe the font needs to be changed. I'm not liking the font, and it is really frustrating to click on each and every text box on your screen and change it, or in the whole document. So in that case, if you want to change it in all the everything, then you can click on change all, which will change everything. Also here with the font, when I click on here, I can basically search for what type of design I'm going for. Say I'm going for something very formal, I could click on corporate, and I will be getting very formal fonts, which is good for any formal settings. Moving on, we have the this plus and minus with the number in between, which is basically to increase the size of the font or decrease the size of the font. You can just click there and type in whatever you want. Then you have the text color. Here you can come and you can basically choose any particular color you want, and that will change. So you can also see the line below the A is also changed. You can add certain brand colors and add it here by maybe putting the hexa code. However, you will be able to add only 3 colors in a free account, and more than that, it will be paid. Earlier, I think even 3 colors was not allowed on Canva. So if you see here, we have bold and italics in the next for the toolbar, and on Canva there are few fonts where bold and italics doesn't work. So that is something you need to keep an eye for and then change. So maybe if I change to this, I can make the font bold or not. That's basically your design preference, and you can choose the fonts accordingly. Coming to this, so this is basically to align, but however, when as I'm clicking it, you will notice that there is nothing happening here. This is to align the text either to the left, center, or on the right. However, as I'm clicking on it, you will not be able to, you're not able to see any changes happening here, because the alignment is not happening with respect to the page itself. Instead, it is happening in terms of the outer box. Now I've dragged this outer box to the length of the page. Now when I click on this, the change is visible. The alignment are getting changed and you can easily see it. So that is something to keep in mind. It doesn't align it to the page. Next we have the bullet points. Select all of it. Click on bullet points. So you have the regular bullet available, or click on it again. You will be able to change it to numbers. However, one thing is you don't have that many options and bullet points in Canva, because most of the times bullet points are added in design by going to elements, so that you get more options if you don't want to use these two options here. The next thing we have is basically the spacing part. So let's go through each one of them. First thing you will see is the letter spacing. So this basically increases or decreases the space between each letter on the this thing. So let's just move this front. So you can see that Canva is written much more spaciously than before. And same way, like if I bring it backward, it gets it much more closer. So based on the design, you can like edit these to create that effect on your page. Next thing is line spacing. So line spacing works when you have multiple lines like this. So here I have 3 lines. So when I move the slider front, it increases the space between each line, and this decreases the space. The other thing you can see is anchor, which is there. So right now whenever I move it, the first line is constant, and then the other 2 lines are moving in relative to that. If I change this, the middle line will be constant and the top 2 lines will move around. And in the last one, the last line stays constant and the other moves. So where you have placed and how you want the things to move, you can change the anchor text. Finally, coming on to effects. So this is basically something you can do just to add a little bit more to your fonts. These are some things you can keep experimenting with and kind of understand what works well for you and what works well on certain fonts, and try using that to elevate your design. Finally, we have the animate one, similar to elements. Wherever you are maybe in a presentation or making a video or a GIF, you can come here and see how that particular element comes into the screen. When you click on the 3 dots, you can see few more editing options which comes on the screen. So you have underline, which basically underlines the particular text. So the second thing here is the uppercase one. So if you click on this small a big A one, you can switch between all uppercase to lowercase. So this uppercase lowercase thing works on almost most of the fonts. So even on this, I come and I click on uppercase, it goes to uppercase or lowercase. However, certain fonts which are already in capital, when I come here and try to do uppercase lowercase, you can basically see it's not changing as much. So that is also something you can keep in your mind. Then we have position, style and transparency, link and log. These are same as elements. Position, you will be able to align the text in terms of the page. So this was aligning in terms of the box which is around it, and this one will actually align it to the page. And then we have the transparency, so you can reduce or increase the transparency of the font. And then link, you can add any external link. Say I have put my website URL here, I can make sure that it is linked. So this paint roller kind of an icon is basically to copy certain style. So say I like the subheading font and I want the same to be everywhere. So what I can do is I will click on the particular font, click on these 3 dots and click on this. Once the roller part is become black, that means the style is copied. If I click again, it's gone. So make sure that it is in black and then come on to the particular other font or other text which you want to change and click on it. and it is changed. You can see it's the same font and the size as well. Back to the plain canvas, let's go to photos and understand how you can work with them. So when you click on photos, you kind of get a few suggested, as well as you have certain keywords which are mostly used, which is listed on tops. For the example purpose, I am choosing this. So there are two ways you can add the photo. Say I just want to have the photo on my design. I will just click on it. The photo comes on my screen. Similar to the elements, you can see the toolbar is very familiar. It does the similar things. And you can basically click on it and move it around and use this corner bubbles to resize it. So this is one way you would add it on your canvas. And the other way is, say I want to use it as an background for my image. I can click, hold and drag it. It will cover the whole canvas and you can let it go. Now that particular image is become a background for this canvas. What you can do is say like I want this sorry I want the sun part to be in the center of the image. I double click and then because this is a landscape kind of an image, I can move it to left and right and it shows what's my freedom of moving it, and I will move it. What you can also do is click here. I double clicked and then you can basically make the image bigger. So I just want the road part to be seen. I can just show that and click off so that just that is covering the image. One more way to add your images is coming. You can come here under elements, add a frame. So here I have different kinds of frames. I can add this and then come under photos and pull. When I hold this image and keep it close to the background, it attaches to the background. Here in this case I want it to be inside this laptop screen. So if you see, when I come into the frame box, it occupies that whole screen and I can let it go. Same here, you can double click and then remove these bubbles to change what you want to be visible on screen. Right now you have an idea on how and all right now you might have got an idea on how all the things works on Canva, and at least the basics you have got. One last thing we have still not gone through is so the page settings itself. So we have log, which basically logs the page and not you will not be able to edit anything similar to elements. And then we have this, which basically duplicates the page so that I have the same page and I can maybe make small changes and that will be a design on its own. So and the third one is delete. You can delete that particular page with this trash icon. And finally add a new page. So you can add new page from here or from here. Yeah, so those are the settings. And one more thing is you can name your particular page. So page 1, page 2, page 3 will already be given by Canva. For you to understand and keep your things organized, you can add a date. Normally with my post, I the date or what type of post it is. So based on how you like to organize, you can rename them as well. That's it for this video. If you liked it, do like this video as well as share it with someone who might find it helpful. Also do let me know what type of content you would like to see, especially if you would like to see something more on Canva. I would love to do that. That's it. So until next time, bye.